So, guys, I hope that you're doing well. Again, my name is Mr. Luke Governor Brooks, and welcome to the channel. We changed the channel from Passive Income Central to my name, Luke Brooks. So, wanted to make sure that people knew who I was, where I be at, and how to get in touch with me. So, speaking of that, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It should be down below. Hit that subscribe button so you can go ahead and take action and make a change in your life today. Now, on my channel, we do talk about how to make money doing passive, semi-passive ways, but we also talk about the things that's on your mind, because I believe as an entrepreneur, you have to have these talks, or you're having these talks right now, either with people or with yourself. And today we're going to talk about dealing with self-doubt. How many of you have dealt with self-doubt before? Because if you say no, then that's a lie. There's always a point where someone has self-doubt. Question is, how do we deal with it? Now, I've been in a situation where I had self-doubt about things that was going on in my life, whether it was career, whether it was relationship, whether it was some things that were really going to impact me in my future. And I had a choice to make. I either had to just face it head on or go hide and just pray, don't take any action, right? It's one thing about doing prayer, praying that you have a better season. But to me, is that you got to have the courage to get up and go, because I believe that we don't live in a world, or we don't supposed to live in a world that we're afraid every day to step out the door. And it did get to a point. I will tell you this: when I lost my father not too long ago, you couldn't tell me anything, right? And it still hurts, but I know I had to make a choice. Either I keep remaining like that, afraid not to continue on with my life, just let everything stop because my father is no longer here in this realm, or go ahead and step up, do the things that my father would have done if he was alive, and take on a more serious role on everything in my life, right? Everything, whether it's just the career, whether it's just the business, whether it's just everything that I do to get lined up in my whole life, take it on a more serious tone. And I tell people this: I think a lot of people now in this world do live in self-doubt because they have doubts about taking risks. What if you had an opportunity to make millions and millions of dollars, right, off an idea that you had in your head, but you're too afraid? You're afraid that if it doesn't work, you're going to lose money, or you're going to lose your job, or you're going to lose other things. And nothing came up to say that you're going to lose these things, but you have this in your head. And I'm going to tell you that the number one thing that actually hurts us is the person in the mirror. Because you may have family might talk to you, but it's easy to resolve it. Just don't tell them your dream. I know when I was doing this for my car business on Turo, I definitely mentioned stuff to my mom, even though I was going from one car company to another car company. I told her exactly what I was doing. She, oh no, you're gonna mess up and mess your money up and this and that. You shouldn't do that. I can't help you, this and that. I said, first off, I didn't ask you for any help. I'm just letting you know what I was doing. Second of all, I've been doing this for a couple of years. And your family don't mean to hurt you. Sometimes they don't mean to hurt you, right? My mom didn't come up mean to hurt you, but they're trying to protect you. But the problem is that's no type of help. That's like telling someone who say how to lose weight, that at the end of the day, no, you shouldn't lose weight because you have to buy more clothes. Then you may look funny. People might think you're sick. You know, that to me is crazy. So at the end of the day, I have to cut it off and shut up. Just shut up. That's what you have to do. Don't tell your coworkers. Sometimes you don't need to tell anyone of your intentions of what you're going to do, because what happens is that if you do have a little bit of doubt and you talk to these folks and you tell them what you plan on doing, what your dreams, what your aspirations are, there's going to be two things or three things can happen. They're either going to support you all the way, which that doesn't typically happen. They are going to pick at you, try to put doubt in your mind, or they're just flat out hating you, which leads up to what number two was, right? Hey, I'm hating on you. You ain't gonna do that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It sounds good, but I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And the reason being is that they may be in a different realm, a different spectrum of doing something, right? And it may be working for them. But to me, not everyone's meant to do the same thing, right? I don't think we're meant to all do the same thing because then it'd be very boring in this world. But I do believe that at the end of the day, we do have a choice to make. We do have the power of choosing. You can choose to continue to let people amplify your self-doubt, or you can kill your self-doubt. The things that I do to typically kill my self-doubt is I go to the gym, of course. I say my prayers. I say them twice a day, no matter what. Even if I'm not going through the whole reading the scripture twice a day, I am definitely reading the scripture at least once a day, right? Another thing that I do, I'm listening to motivation speakers, right? When you don't have the people around you, there's ways. We're living in the 21st century. Instead of us just watching stupid stuff on TikTok or YouTube, maybe we should be using those platforms where we can get motivational speakers and listen to what they're saying to uplift you. And you gotta be around that. If you're listening to positive music, positive affirmations, you need to do it. You need to write out your affirmations. You need to read them every day. If you can't read it more than twice a day, go ahead and do it. Read them out loud. Just don't sit here and just be quiet. Say them out loud because that correlates to your subconscious, right? That's another thing people don't talk about. What we see here, what we are doing right now, as you're seeing, is your conscious, your thinking, doing all these things, right? We're going through the whole motions of thinking and whatnot. But when we sleep, that messes with you too. Whether if you have doubt, that doubt seeps into your subconscious. You don't want that. You have to flush that out. Just like if anything we're doing. If you're training your muscles in the gym, you definitely got to train your mind and your spirit. All those things have to come together. That is the guaranteed way to eliminate self-doubt. If something comes up, hey, I may not pass this test, you got to tell yourself, why would you? You have to question that. Where's that coming from? Is that something that someone put in your head? Is it something that you heard? Because it may be something indirectly. So let's say someone's taking an exam and they're not talking to you directly, but you overhear and say, well, this is one of the hardest exams. I only heard that, 33% of the people take it the first time, pass it. You hear that, now it's in your mind. You may not be that 33%. You don't have to be the 33%. You just have to focus on your task and your task alone. Too many of us get in this whole thing, listen to all the party, all the fuss is about, and we don't know what's in the recipe. And I'm going to tell you this, if we truly want to make change, we have to be that change. We have to eliminate the doubt. We have to go out there and take it because opportunity is not going to wait for no one. If someone tells you that they're above baseline, you need to go out there and seek the opportunity. Don't sit there and wait for it, but you got to seek it. You have to really, really dive deep in what you really want. And sometimes that means that you may have to have a period of isolation. For me, that's what happened, as we talked about in the previous video. For me, I wanted to make sure that I had my mind clear what I did want, who I did want in my life, and who I wanted to have in my life, who was going to be a part of this system, part of this big program. Because if I don't, I lie to myself. And I'm tired of sitting here in my mind saying to myself, I'm tired of sitting here lying to myself, saying, oh, everything good. Because if you ride with the team and they're not doing anything, right? That whole saying is if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find some more people that are not as going to be as slow in the head, as I say, slow in the head, and you're the smartest one because you got to be around people who are going places. That's how those millionaires are doing. That's how the people who are getting everything they want. They're around the people who are doing things, achieving things, because that does rub off. I'm telling you, I know, and this is true. So guys, let me know what's your thoughts down below. We make these nice and short so you can get them going and get going. My name is Luke Evan Brooks. Drop your comments down below. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Again, guys, I hope that you're all doing well. Wanted to get this off my mind. These are going to be ramping up quite a bit. I want to make sure that everyone's on the same rhythm, the same frequency, okay? Got any questions? Let me know. Talk to you later. Take care.